Welcome to the Relatable podcast, a safe space for open and honest conversations created for Black people.
This podcast explores how we relate to one another in our intimate connections, friendships, family, and everything in between. Hosted by 3 Caribbean women. I am Fiona, a single mom.
I'm Sherween, a very near empty nester.
And I'm Chantal, a free-spirited monogamist. Relatable, because a shared journey brings hope. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Relatable podcast. We're back, episode 2, season 4. And you know what? We are all about love today, okay? More specifically, we are kind of diving into the whole 5 love languages, what they are, what ours are, what they mean. Are they really that important? All the things. But before we do that, of course, we have to check in. Sherween, how are you doing? How's your week been?
Hey, Sakafet. I am doing good. I am doing very good. I'm happy we're speaking about love languages today. I'm going over everything. I'm going over everything, and boy, Sherween is feeling the urge to cut off. So I'm very happy we're talking about love languages because I will further explain why I want to cut off during this episode. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling okay in terms of everything going on with me and my dad and my move to the country. It's good. I'm happy. I just have to limit my expectations and also just go with the flow. You see, and that's what moving back to St. Lucia has taught me. It's taught me that you need to learn to go with the flow and not put your expectations on other people. So, in a nutshell, I'm chilling, man. I'm vibing. I'm going with the flow.
All right.
What about you, P?
I am good. Very peaceful. I'd like to say that my life has changed ever since a certain someone in my life has moved down south. So this is
Wow.
So
for the better, I hope. Yes.
For some reason, other than I said I would stop, my alcohol consumption has dropped dramatically.
Okay.
And I find myself being at home much more. But yeah, no, honestly, I think coming back from the UK and being here, and I said I wanted to just have my January be more focused, and and that has nothing to do with Sherween going down south, because Sherween comes up north all the time. It's more about me just trying to apply a little bit more focus driven work with myself and just do things a little bit more peacefully. So yeah, just continue on from last week. I'm good. I'm Gucci. I've been exercising. I still don't like it. And that's me. Chantal?
Oh, Fiona. Oh gosh. How am I? I'm pretty much, I am still settling in to the year. I'm still taking my time because officially my year starts on my birthday, and around springtime I just feel more naturally inclined. I feel more that is the beginning of the year than midwinter, January. So just easing into things. Still have some friends here from London, so it feels good to have my community around me in Nevis. And I am just very much, I think, like you both, just going with the flow, doing my best to not want to control everything and to release the things that I truly, truly can't control, because what's the point? So that's where I am.
I love that. I think I should say that instead.
Yeah. Like, what's the
Try
point?
not to control the things I can't control. I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there definitely are things out of my control. So I saw it go. You
Speaking of
know?
love, because Sherween
Oh,
said she loves that.
oh,
And
she
we are
loved, because I'm like,
entering
we was,
and we are into the unofficial love month.
Mhm.
Very annoyingly,
Mm,
as soon as Christmas
Sherween.
was done, my
Mhm.
sister in the US said Valentine's Day things were already up December
Yes.
26th.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people say they hate Valentine's Day and it's just a
Mm,
commercial thing. And, there's a lot of resentment around Valentine's Day, I find,
mm,
which is unfortunate because it's a day that's supposed to celebrate love. And how people now respond to it as with a lot of anger, annoyance, and so on. But it started not just to show love to your lover, but love to anybody that you loved. Me growing up, my mom used to make Valentine's cards for her children, right? So I know that this episode is about
the
It's about our
5
five
love
love languages.
languages.
love languages. So how are we
Mm-hmm.
going to ease our way into this topic?
I think the best way is to actually define what we mean by love languages and the root of that, where it came from. So essentially, the 5 love languages are based on a 1992 book by Gary Chapman. It outlines 5 general ways that romantic partners express and experience love, which Chapman calls love languages. They are acts of service, gift giving, physical touch, quality time, and words of affirmation. Now, since 1992, the whole love language premise has actually expanded to include familial love. So, love within your family, love of community, love amongst friends. So, it's much wider now, but the origin was focused on romantic relationships, right? And so, what we decided to do today was to really kind of dive deep into each one of the love languages, what they are, what it means, and also share with you our personal love languages and have a little discussion around that. We would actually really enjoy if all of our listeners decided to take the quiz and share their results with us on our socials. And so if you guys can Google 5 love languages quiz, then the official one is going to pop up. There's lots of, pretenders. So make sure you get the right one. It's the one by Gary Chapman. He is the one that wrote the book way back in 1992 when I was just graduating sixth form. Yes, Lord, at all. Mm-hmm.
Why? Why you have to say that?
There's no getting away from it. I am
Mhm.
alive, so therefore I am aging, and I love it.
I don't think you are, but anyway. So yes.
Unless I took a pill, I am definitely
Well,
aging.
no, because in my humble opinion, you're as old as you think you are.
Okay.
If mentally, me, I'm sorry, I just turned 25, eh? So
Hey.
Well,
I am behaving like a 25-year-old.
You're 25.
I
Girl, you
turned
sure
the
you want to be 25
25.
again?
Yeah, with no kids, yeah.
Oh,
Why not?
Lord.
You see
I like the
why?
35 again. I think
35?
Yeah, I think
Hmm.
25. I knew so little and I was very
Hmm.
arrogant.
Oh, wow.
And as in arrogant in terms of me thinking I'm a big woman and I knew everything that was needed to
Hmm.
be known about relationships just
Okay.
because I was in a partnership and just all of those things. Sorry. I think
Hmm.
35 is when I really started to know myself and accept myself as a woman
Hmm.
and have a different type of confidence. I love the freedom of my arrogance at the age of 25.
Okay.
How I was oblivious to a lot of stuff because I just thought I was the shit.
Yeah.
Right. But I really appreciated the maturity I gained at 35. Yeah.
It's a nice age, I find.
Mm.
Because at
Mm.
25, I mean, officially, your cerebral cortex is just closing, right? So you are only just truly through developing as an adolescent at 25.
That's how I
Like
want to feel.
is that
That's
how
how
you
I
want to feel,
that's how I
Sherween?
feel. I want I'm listen, I'm just finding my freedom, yeah. I'm just feeling that
Fair
freedom,
enough.
that lease on life that,
Mm,
most 25-year-olds, they're free to do, make all the decisions they
okay.
want, choose what they want, go where they want. You
Right.
understand? Without the stress of having to raise kids and
Okay.
all them big responsibility, If I want to live here, I live here. If I want to go there, I go there. You understand? That freedom. That's how I want to feel. That's why I said
Okay.
25.
Well, when you were
Oh,
25,
okay.
you were head of the
I had three
PTA.
children. I had three children, married. Yes.
Yeah.
Married,
Yeah.
three children. Yes, working with schools, doing all type of
Wow.
parenting. You understand? So that's why I just want to run away and have fun and enjoy being alive, without them type of responsibility.
I have a do-over. Okay.
Yeah, like a little do-over. So my
Okay.
40s,
Yeah.
mid
I got
40s,
married at 25.
you see? hey,
One to your.
Yeah.
It
hey,
was a
I
hey.
got
love
married
boy.
at 25. I had no right being married at 25.
Married at 24, honey. We
Mm.
know we have no rights. Being married at that age.
Yo, I mean, my mother got married at 22, and
Oh God.
No right.
yeah,
No
no
right,
right,
Sherween.
no
What
right.
were we doing?
None.
What?
Yo, no.
None.
No, 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 no.
Thinking about it,
Yes.
it was I felt like, wow, like you have no place getting married so young.
That's like
And
Jade getting married.
yeah, yeah. So,
No.
so by the time she was yeah, I mean, similar to you, Sherween, by the time she was 25, 26, she had three children already.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
So it was but I don't know if it was just like that era, that time,
Mm.
that way it was like, okay, you get married. And I mean, my father was an upstanding, this and this, that and that, and
Right.
whatever, even though my grandmother did have her reservations.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, the thing is with my family is that I come from two very unorthodox marriages because my father is 20 years older than my mother.
Yo.
So that's another one. That's one. So my granny wasn't initially, she was very against their relationship. But then also, my granny was with a black man in the 1930s and 40s.
Miss Rebel, right?
Okay. So, our family is like a lot of very unorthodox unions where it was either socially wrong. And yeah, and so I think it's a reflection of also just how passionate the women in my family are and how we can fall deeply, deeply, deeply in love and just go against the status quo and go off and get married to someone that people think that they should not be getting married to.
But I see that in you, Fiona, that deep passion and the falling in love deep. Oh Lord.
And look at
Who
where it's
just
got me.
who kissed the that was you, Fee. Wow. But I love that about you. I truly
Fuck all of
do.
that, okay?
And,
Aye, aye, aye.
and
But
on
that's
that note, Chantal, I
and
think
on that
let's
note.
let's try to figure out what is Fiona's love language
You
and
know
why
what? That is a
why that kissing of
wonderful,
teeth
wonderful
was so
segue because
strong.
it was so strong I almost bust my eardrum. Wow. So we have bandied this term around. We've given the definition of what love languages are. And so I think it'd be really useful if we actually explained, I think it's five. Yes, Chantal, that's why it's called the five love languages. So, let's go through the five love languages and what they are. And like I said at the top of the show, we will share our results with you. We would love it if you guys can do the test and share your results with us and kind of then look at maybe past relationships where we were not receiving our love language and where we were not giving the love languages that our partners actually needed, right? So the first love language that's here is words of affirmation. And words of affirmation are associated with verbal expressions of love, appreciation, and encouragement. So it might be yours if you like hearing, I love you often, and you thrive when you're verbally encouraged by others. Okay? Quality time, giving another person your undivided attention. So when you go out, there's no scrolling on your phone, checking in, all of those things. You make time for others. You feel disconnected when you don't spend enough time together. Physical touch, connection through appropriate physical touch, non sexual or sexual. It might be yours if you're a touchy feely person. You feel most loved when embraced or touched. Acts of service, associated with selfless, thoughtful acts that make a person's life easier. It might be yours if you're happy when someone helps without being asked. Actions speak louder than words for you. Receiving gifts, associated with tangible tokens of love and thoughtfulness. It might be yours if you pride yourself on giving thoughtful gifts. You most appreciate meaningful gifts. So that's just a quick surface level explanation of each of the love languages. We actually did the tests amongst us, and I'm very curious because I know for sure that Fiona and I have done this before. I'm not sure, Sherween, if you had.
I have.
And
I did it
okay,
a long time ago.
so let's hear your more recent results, Sherween.
Okay, the recent ones, I am not surprised because I know I've changed my mindset
Right.
recently.
Oh.
I'm taking a deeper dive into myself and I'm like to burn this. This is what I want for myself. So I'm not surprised. So the most standout one is receiving gifts.
Hey.
Fiona,
Okay.
receiving gifts. Yes.
Okay.
And this is very interesting. It's interesting to see it in black and white, but it's my mindset has changed. Fiona, Chantal, you'll know how I am about receiving. You
Yep.
know who I am. I always feel like in the past, I say in the past, very like recent past, when I received gifts, not felt like I wasn't deserving. I am always quick to gift it back to somebody else. Like somebody will give me £100 or $100 or something. Tell me, sir, look, you know, I'll say, let me find something else to do with that. Or somebody will come and say to me, boy, Shane, look, you know what? Look, I'm always to give and give and give.
I have witnessed Showing do this many
Yep.
times. And it will be small things like the other, and I quarrel for, don't get me wrong, I tell her, and I will ask quarrel for, they had we getting older, we watching our faces falling,
Excuse
we
me?
not.
No, Fiona, say what?
Come on, let's be real, okay? It's okay. It's a safe
Fiona.
space, all right? No, hear me out.
Okay.
Because you know me, I said I'm team vanity these days, right? I'm trying to
Okay.
look after my skin and whatever. Age gracefully, but still look after myself. So I'm team
100.
vanity. So I went on TikTok shop and I got these collagen masks. Yeah, overnight collagen masks.
Right.
Oh
Showing
my God.
now, showing. Think, give me a couple, whatever. Give them to Showing. What did Showing do? She gave them away. To someone who didn't need it because that's not the type of mask that they needed. They needed some support with their skincare. And then the other day, she's something. I gave her something. Oh, someone had gifted me some tea, right? And I know Sherween loves her teas.
Yes, she
Okay?
does.
Sherween loves like experimenting with all these different teas and stuff. Give her the teas. Okay, so I'm going to be making that for my father. I said, Sherween,
Wow.
and that's always how she has been as long as I have known her. As soon as she gets something in her hand, her first thought is somebody else.
Is somebody else, which is beautiful, but also,
I don't know how to receive. I did not know how to receive. And it is very recent. With Fiona quarreling with me, and Fiona saying, "So, what is your problem?" Like I'm literally giving away my blessings.
yeah,
Get them, and I'm giving it away.
yeah.
And she's saying, "Is it that you feel you don't deserve it?"
Mm.
And that hit home. It really, I may have been my normal bravado or bullshit self and say, what are you talking about? Give us. But it struck me, and I'm like, Showing, is that the case? Do you feel
Right,
you don't deserve it? Do you feel
right.
like you shouldn't be receiving these nice things? And it could be small things. It could be very, very, like Fiona said, tea. It could be small things. My first initial reaction will be, oh, somebody else deserves it better than me, more than me, or somebody needs it more than me. And that is changing. And I am so conscious about it. Watching everything now. And I'm accepting my blessings.
Good.
I am accepting my blessings. I don't want to go into too much detail about it, but somebody was visiting recently, and they had a lot of time. They wanted to lie, relax on the beach, do this, do that. And I had things to do, but they were like so in need of, like they needed that break. So I said, you know what, burn that. All right, there we go. I'll show you the best beach. I'll show you where to cool out. I'll introduce you to the people. I'll give you the beach chairs. If you want a little something, something to smoke, I got you. I'll show you around. And at the end of the day, when we went back, when we dropped off and I went on my business, person went on theirs. Before he left, he said, Sherween, I want to thank you. I feel like I owe you something. You didn't need to do this. And I'm like, I said, no, don't worry. I'll chill out. He said, no, Sherween. No, no, no. I have a budget to be down here. I want to gift you this because you've saved me a lot of money. Two, I would never have enjoyed this day today the way I did if you did not take your time to do it. And I was like, I didn't want it. He gifted me some money. Like I said, no, no, no. Then I say, you know what? Burn that. Showing
Good.
you accepting your blessings. And I said to him, you know something? Thank you. I will take it. I will take it. It's a blessing. I did not look for it. I did not ask for it. I was enjoying myself. I will accept. And that was hard for me to do. And it made me think. It made me think like, why is it I am so quick to give and give and give, but when it's to receive, I find it so difficult. So my mindset is changing. I'm like, fuck that. I am receiving everything.
Okay.
I am receiving openly. Thank you. Every day I pray for blessings and then I don't want to receive it. Like, what the hell is my problem?
Right. Okay. Valid point, Shaween. So, question, Shaween, because
Yes.
obviously, love languages, it's how these different love languages make you feel, right? So, you're saying to me that you're consciously choosing to adapt how you receive gifts,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So, now that you're doing that,
Yes.
how does it feel? How does it make you
It
feel?
feels great. I love it. I love it. I'm watching and I'm like, my move, for example, I just moved. I don't know if I mentioned it last week.
Yes.
I went to a bar.
Oh, Lord.
I went to a bar. I wanted to see what the Friday night was like. in the country, you know,
Of
because
course, yes, yes,
our Friday nights up north
yes.
is Grosile and by the beach and Relaiming. So I wanted to see what the Friday night was like. So I take myself, dress up nice, and I go online. I go down the road, take a walk, reach, end up by a bar. When I reach by the bar now, there are about three guys there.
Mm.
The talk start running. All of them want to buy me a drink. I say, hey, I two drinks and I good, you know. I drank two drinks and then up came this man and he said, whatever she's drinking, I'm buying four.
Oh,
So I'm like,
First of
what?
all, this is Sherween everywhere she goes.
really?
Having
I
that thing,
mean,
Sherween just enchants fellas, even when she's not trying.
she
She doesn't
does.
have to try.
She
Actually,
does.
I'm just leaving that right there.
I have witnessed it.
Oh God.
And I can absolutely 100% say that Fiona is correct.
Anyway,
Mm.
this man walked up and he stood there watching the player, watching what's going on. And I never ask anybody for anything. I'm being my normal, nice self and speaking to everybody. And he said, okay, whatever she's having, I'm buying four. And I'm like, I've already had two rum and cokes. I don't need any more. He said, no, you don't have to drink it now. I'm leaving it at the bar because I don't want any other man buying you drinks.
Wow.
Excuse me.
So I
Okay.
have drinks now at a bar waiting for me. I don't know when I'll drink. But I usually, my usual self, I would have, you know what I was thinking when he did
Mm.
that? First thing, take a wild guess what came to my mind. First thing.
What he want?
No, 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 no. So I know what
Okay.
he wants. It's not that. It's not that.
Well, I
I
don't.
already know what he wants. I'm not
I
stupid.
I don't know. I don't know.
The first thing that came to my mind is, boy, I have to bring Fiona down here to drink them drinks with me.
What are we not?
What? Interesting.
I gotta make them drinks accumulate.
Wow. You know what? You're right. But that
And
means
drink it
I
with
sleep in
me.
there. That means I'm
Huh?
sleeping there. That means I'm
Yes,
sleeping south.
yes, you have to because the
Okay.
amount of drinks that pile up at that bar, the bar lady happy. The bar
Mm.
lady is like, you have
Mm.
to come here more
Mm.
often.
Mm. So, Sherween, question for you.
Yes.
What was your previous leading love language?
Ah, my previous love language was physical touch and quality
Mm.
time. These two, they were very close.
Very close.
Very close. And
Yeah.
I had them for years. Every time I did it, it was
Mm.
always quality time and physical touch at the top and then quality time after.
After.
Yes, I love, I'm very tactile. I want to be around people. But you know what I've realized over the years, and now at my grown ass age, these things
Mm.
not doing anything for me. Like
Mm.
the feeling. I love the feeling of the touch. I love the feeling of spending time speaking to somebody and whatnot. And there are a lot of people out there who are willing to give you some of that,
Right.
but it means nothing to them. It means nothing. It means more to me. So I end up falling
Hmm.
and being all, boy, I think that going somewhere. I think this is going somewhere. No, it's not.
Mm.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting, I'm getting the little of the dopamine fix that
Right.
I
Right.
want. I'm getting,
Right.
but that's it. That's
Mm.
it. It means nothing. It means nothing. So um, this is why I'm saying my mindset has changed.
Mm.
The physical touch is not doing it for me
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of people have hugs to offer, you know. A lot of people
Mm.
want to hug you. A lot of people, hey, I'll get that. But
Right.
it's not when it wears off, that's it. And
Mm.
I'm with me receiving and getting the acts of service, it means more. It means
Right.
that you actually care. It means that you're willing to take the time, you're willing to take the energy, you're willing to take your finances, you're willing to Put your money where your mouth is. Care about you. I love you. I'm showing you. I'm not just telling you. I'm not just giving you a hug every now and then. I am showing you. I'm actually showing you. And I think that is more important to me now. It's hard
Right.
because I love a cuddle.
Yes.
I love a cuddle. I love the 4 or 5 hours on the phone. I love that.
Mm.
But you know something? It ain't doing shit for me. When the time passes, it's past.
Right. Right.
So my
That's
mindset has
interesting.
changed.
That's interesting. And I say that, right, Sherween, because in a sense, you could say that about each one of the 5 love languages.
Yep,
So for
exactly.
me, what's coming out more is it's about us and where we are
Yes.
and why those things. Because you're saying, physical touch doesn't mean anything or as much to you anymore. But it's not that it doesn't mean anything to you,
No,
because as you said, you still love to cuddle, but
yeah, it's
you
not my
you need more
priority.
than that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need
yeah.
more. I
You need
need
more than
more.
that.
Yeah, I need
Okay.
more commitments. I
Mm.
need more. I need and again, maybe we were speaking a while ago about the age. Maybe when I was younger, I
Hmm.
needed the physical touch. I needed you
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
I was
Absolutely.
craving that. I was
Hmm.
craving the quality time. I was craving the hugs and I still love it, but
Hmm.
it's not what I need right now.
Hmm. Hmm. I understand that.
And it's past.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Compton,
Yes.
what's going on in your world?
So
Mm-hmm.
mine with my love language, because
Mm-hmm.
I've done the test a few times,
Mm.
and I did it whilst in a relationship and now
Mm-hmm.
not. And so even though it's not the majority, the highest was words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I say words of affirmation, I think it's because I do notice if someone, like if I do something for somebody, so I tend to do acts of service and think I do
Mm-hmm.
little things and whatever. And if you don't acknowledge it, like through like saying something, well then it hurts.
Yes.
Right, and I don't
Mm.
feel appreciated. Not
Yes.
not the So when I say words of affirmation, it's not like somebody calling me and telling me boy and fooling your head and telling you all of those nice
Yeah.
things. Of course, like
Yeah.
Sherween said, it's a dopamine hit when you get all of those
Mm-hmm.
compliments and platitudes.
Mm-hmm.
But showing your appreciation in that way. The next one up is acts of service. So like what Sherween was saying, so in my last relationship, one of the things that really showed me that that person cared is that they did a lot of acts of service for me. And it's not so receiving gifts is like the last on the list for me. But that person did a lot of things to alleviate stress for me. Pick up my son from school when I had a clash with work, um, just helping out in just different ways. And that made me feel like that person really cared about the wider scope of who I am, because I felt like previous, what if you want to call it, relationships or interactions that I've had with other men, it's more they have been fixated on the physical side of me, right? And they're not interested in the non-fun parts of my day-to-day life, right? So if I would say something like, oh, they ask how you doing, what's up, whatever, I say, yeah, well, I'm just here, preparing for a presentation, and it's a bit stressful. Most fellas would be like, yeah, okay, cool. Well, hope it goes well, right? And this, I think, when someone says, what is that about? What's the presentation about? And just showing an interest in those things. So those are also words of affirmation for me. Showing an interest in like all the different parts of me, not just the parts that you consume, which is like my
Mm.
body, right? My
Mm.
body and my attention. Those are things that people consume. It is to their benefit. It's not, they're not wanting to do these physical things necessarily for me. It's for themselves, right? But if you're showing an interest in like my interest or showing a level of care, that means you showing more care to me, right? Other than
Mm.
that, because I feel a lot of times men just want to consume me, right? And not give back anything. So yeah, so words of affirmation in that sense, and acts of service where
Mm.
you're actually making an effort, like that you're making an effort, like you're actually moving your body and doing something in order to help me and to be there for me. Yeah.
Yes. I love that. I love that. So, are you saying, Fiona,
Hmm.
that your main love language is pretty much the same, whether you're in a relationship or not? That you still, because even amongst your friends, would you say your love language is the same? Like you love your friends, bigging you up, encouraging you, affirming you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say like my friends, um I have very supportive friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of, and I think also because I'm always have some idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, none of y'all, so the two of y'all and my other friends outside who I consider like my real close friends,
Mm-hmm.
never shoot down my ideas. It may help guide me to help improve the idea, but
Right.
have always been supportive in all of my, oh, you all know the many millions of things that has always come up with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yes.
always never be like, Fiona, sit down. That idea not making no sense. You all will always build it up. So that to me is words of affirmation, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Having that support system.
Yeah.
In terms of, yes, acts of service, I mean, look at how many like times y'all have been there to help me, like with Jariah and things like
Mm.
that, and I guess no skin off your back, and I'm feeling like I'm inconveniencing y'all, and y'all are like, Fiona, shut up,
Yeah.
right? So
Really.
those things are very meaningful. I would say with when it comes to physical touch,
Mm.
I am I'm very touchy feely of Jariah, my son.
Oh.
So we hug a lot, you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, we hold hands a lot. Sometimes if I'm driving, I'll just reach back and hold his hand just for a second.
Mm.
I think that's, I don't know if it's because with his autism and stuff like that, as much as Jariah is super talkative and very well versed in the English language, I think sometimes physical touch is good for him to receive affection as well.
Mm. Yeah.
Because I worry that when he grows up, in terms of where there may be a certain social barrier with him with making friends or having relationships, that at least he knows that he can feel loved through physical touch as well.
Mm.
And I guess it's that closeness as well, being like my only child and me raising him on my own for most of the time.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time together. So I would definitely say that is part of it. And I think also in a relationship, so this is why physical touch is number 3 on the list.
Mm. Mm.
Um,
Fiona, you said something there about Jariah and you wanting him to be able to express himself through physical touch, as he gets older and heaven forbid has a partner. Oh, I can't.
I
I
know, right?
can't even. Like, I can't. I just can't. But
you don't need
you
to
agree?
imagine it yet.
Listen, I can't. I can't. You are doing a wonderful job. You made me flash back to when I was in St. Lucia and Jariah and we went to get vegan cookies. Of course,
Oh,
it had to do with food because food is my love language. Anyway, that needs to be added. It needs to be 6.
but true.
Okay, food needs to be on that list. Jariah and I were going to pick up some vegan cookies. And Jariah is a big boy now, and we're chatting. And on the way back, he said, "Auntie Shani, can you hold my hand, please?" Lord,
Oh,
okay, Lord, please. I had to control myself. I was like, do not
oh,
cry. Do not cry in front of Jariah, please, Chantal. But he asked for it. He asked for physical touch. He said, Auntie Shani, can you please hold my mind? We weren't crossing no road, nothing. But he asked for physical touch. So that is proof of how wonderful your mothering is. And that he absolutely is learning from you. 100%, Fiona.
Oh, yeah, because he's not sometimes like because he's like a teenager now, right?
Oh, yes.
So
very
he's
much
in
so.
super teenage, ignoring your mood or whatever.
Yes.
If I come and hold his hand, he'll always hold it back.
Oh.
Or he come and tap me on the shoulder or something. So even if he's not like that affectionate little boy that he was,
yes,
like clinging to his mother and stuff like that, at least that is still there.
It's still there.
He is very much
still there. Very much, Fiona. And that's well done to you. Well done.
Very much.
Well, why, thank you, darlings.
You're so welcome.
Well, Chantal, you're talking about food as your does that mean that access service is number one on your list?
Surprisingly, no.
Okay.
So, like Sherween and yourselves, I have done this test many times. And my number one love language is always words of affirmation. And so it is no different. Words of affirmation are my number one, is my number one, love language. And it is, for me, it is about encouraging me, affirming me, appreciating, and also actively listening. I like to be listened to. And I like to be listened to so that just randomly in conversation, you may bring up, hey, that thing that you referred to, and it shows me that you were listening. Right? So that is very important to me. And I like when, for instance, over the past weekend, we had another Bloom Where You're Planted gathering for our Island Girls Rock community. And it would have meant the world to me to have a partner. I am not partnered. I am single. Ask me, how did that go? How did it go, Chantal? And listen to me and show real interest through their words. That is important to me. And so this is why I guess words of affirmation keep on coming up. And yes, I do enjoy receiving text messages, WhatsApp messages from whomever I'm seeing, as I clear my throat, or whoever's in my world of things that they know that I'm interested in. I love that. Just randomly through the day, somebody sends me something about yoga or meditation or cupcakes, because hello, food yet again. I appreciate that. And it shows me that you're really thinking about me. So words of affirmation, number one. And my number two love language, physical touch. Physical touch. My number two and number three are not very far apart. It's like separated by one, right? So physical touch, hugging, and non-sexual physical touch is very important to me. So if we're standing up randomly, having my partner put his arms around my waist, or just touching my shoulder, touching my face, holding my hands, 100%, baby, I'm yours. You give me that, I'm like, okay, wow, this is the one. So yes, those things are important to me, and very equal with quality time, and not too far behind acts of service. And the least important to me, it actually came out as 1%. Lord of mercy. Is receiving gifts. 1%.
Why are we like this? Why would we like to take things in our hand?
You know what? It's not that I don't like it. I love receiving gifts. But for me, that's not what shows me that you love me. Because in a previous relationship, the person would take me on trips and buy things for me, but the things that he bought for me were never things that I liked. So for me, it really showed that you didn't know me. Like I would get things that I did not like. Like, yo, this is what you think I would like, right?
Mm.
So it showed me clearly you don't know me.
Yeah.
So that is why I guess for me the receiving of gifts is not that important. Even in my marriage, like anyone who knows me knows that I do not like red roses. I don't like them. Don't buy them for me. I do not like red roses. And my husband, my former husband, would buy me red roses. I'm like, dude, we married. And you don't know that I don't like red roses?
Because it feels lazy, like when you get
Yeah, man.
like the bog
Mm-hmm.
standard kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like you didn't,
absolutely.
yeah, like exactly. I think that's what it is.
Yep.
It's like you don't know me, and especially, yeah, if the gift is just not you, and you have to be like, oh, thank
Oh
you,
gosh.
and then you're like, oh, but they made an effort. They went, they buy
Yes.
the thing, but
Yes, that
is it
part.
is it is it an effort though, or is it just
Hmm.
that they're just doing like the easiest thing?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so it can feel disappointing. Like, wow, like you don't know
Yes.
me, you don't know me, huh?
It is
Yeah,
disappointing,
yeah.
especially if we've been partnered for a good number of years. Of course, in the beginning, you're just getting to know one another. And so, if we've only been dating, or if this is even our first date, and you show up with a bouquet of red roses, I'm not going to be like, dude, you.
Mm.
That's not going to be my reaction. And I'm going to be very appreciative of the fact that you bought me flowers, and I love flowers, and as you get to know me, you will know, oh, actually, Chantal doesn't like red roses. Okay, fine. Right. But yeah, so I guess that's why receiving gifts is not that important to me.
Mm.
And also, I haven't been in many long-term relationships. And so I think the reason why also words of affirmation are still my number one is because I don't receive that on a regular basis, right?
Mm.
So that could be part of it as well. Because I did kind of think, wow, after all these years, I'm still seeking that. And then I thought, why is that? Because I haven't been in that many long term relationships where I receive that. But I do know, you know, that I am loved by people in the world, and they
Mm-hmm.
affirm me that way. And that's what lights me up inside. That truly is what lights me up, being affirmed.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
but I think even you could be affirmed through the gifts as well. As in,
Yeah.
I see you. I think there's lots of ways to feel affirmed. Um,
Mm.
you know, like at somebody just coming in and touching you at lunch is an affirmation. The act of service is an affirmation. I think that's what in terms of receiving love is feeling affirmed. You know.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
that's interesting.
Yeah. And for me, the acts of service that I really enjoy are practical things.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, like if I'm at home and I just happen to mention to my partner, I'm really struggling to move these things off my veranda, right? And then two toots, as they say in
Right.
English, he
It's
arrives and
done.
removes the things
It's
from my
done.
veranda.
It's done.
Yo,
It's
that is an
done.
act of
And that
service.
boy, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Or I home and the person knows
Oi,
the
that
Sheenie
got
is,
me in trouble.
yeah, Lord. I don't, I feel like I don't want to know, but I
That
also
got
feel
me
like,
in trouble. Funny thing, it
mm,
is my second one, eh? It's
mm,
my more recent love language. It is the second one, acts of
mm,
service. But
mm.
it got me in trouble, you know. It got me in trouble. I had a yes, baby.
Right,
I had
right.
somebody in my life saying yes, baby, to me. Yes, baby. You know Dominica Avenue song.
Okay,
Hold
okay.
on. Is showing like man to build house for,
I
okay?
like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, God,
And why
Fiona.
why shouldn't she, Fiona?
Wow.
I don't think there's a
Anytime
Wow.
woman that
Sherween
wouldn't
move
like, okay, I
house,
shouldn't say that, but yes.
any
Wow.
anytime Sherween move house,
Right.
if a man is there to help her put the
Hmm.
stuff together, the
Hmm.
as you said, the practical things.
The
Oh,
practical
that is
things.
Sherween up and down,
Okay.
down.
Every
Let me tell
time
you,
I move house.
Sherween had a man. Sherween went to work. She
Okay.
was in the UK. She came home. The man built her cupboards,
That's
washed her
crazy.
panties, and folded them and left them on the bed. Okay, that was it. I mean,
That's
as a beautiful act of
beautiful.
service, isn't that a way to hook a woman?
That is beautiful.
Exactly. I tell you, get me in trouble. I had a yes, baby. I had one. Everything I say, yes, baby. Yes, baby.
Mm,
I don't have to say it twice. Yes, baby.
yes.
Jesus. Hey, that just gets you hooked.
And I understand why. Come
I'm
on
telling
now.
you. I'm telling
Yes.
you. Yeah, Fiona is right. The man built up the whole house, beds
Wow.
and
That's not
cupboards.
the same, yes, baby.
No,
That's a
It's a
that's a
different
different
one.
different
one.
one. That's a different one.
That's a
That's a
different one, Fiona.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I had
Okay.
another one. I had another one when I moved to St. Lucia, build up everything for me when I did move to St. Lucia.
Wow.
I had another
Okay.
one. I had another one break down everything for me.
This is incredible. I feel like I'm missing out in life. I need to up my game. Yeah, this is
Break
this.
down everything for me. You think I know how to
Yo.
put up one of them box? Think I know? No, I don't. I don't. I
What?
don't know how. Change a light bulb. What are you talking about?
Oh, Sherween, I know that you know how to change a light bulb.
I can change a light bulb, but I
Okay.
choose not to.
And that is what I love. So let me ask you guys a question. We clearly know our own love languages. How how much time have you spent getting to know the love language of your previous partners?
Ooh.
Ah.
Ah,
I think it's trial and error.
okay.
Yeah, and it depends on how long you stay with somebody as well. Because,
Mm,
like you were saying, you'll not get it off the bat. You won't.
mhm,
There are some things you do, and you will pick up whether or not the person likes that.
mm,
But yeah, it is trial and error, and I think, yeah, say for instance, the last person that was in my life for a long period of an extended period of time.
mhm,
I knew what his love language was. It was
mhm.
acts of service. If you do something for that man, hey, he will praise you. He will do whatever. He will be so happy. So I knew that.
Right.
It wasn't quality time. It was some affirmation, words of
Mhm,
affirmation, but
mhm.
it was mainly acts of service.
Beautiful.
When I tell that man, hey, come, let me, the one I took the collagen mask.
I suspected.
I took the collagen mask because
Right.
I know he had this thing with his skin.
Yes.
So
Yes.
once I knew the collagen mask was not necessarily what he needed, but it just made him feel good, Gassa, to have something I told. And it wasn't just me putting the mask on. It was me,
Mhm.
let's go and take a shower. Scrub
Okay.
back. I had some salt scrubs. I'll scrub
Okay.
it back for you. And then we'll put a mask on. We'll scrub your face. We'll put a mask on and just relax. I roll your
Mm,
joint for you, smoke your wee little thing. Hey, he loved that.
right.
You understand? So I knew what I knew what I
What
knew
his love language
I
was.
knew what his
Okay.
love language was.
Okay.
And I love doing that. I love doing these things.
Mm, mm.
One of them, don't get me wrong, one of them turned me into a whole housewife.
Wow.
I never saw that coming, even though I was married for 12 years.
Mm.
Turned me into a domesticated.
A
he didn't turn me
domesticated
into,
goddess.
he didn't turn me into, but
Right.
I knew how much he loved these things. He comes home
Mm.
and all his whites out on the line, and he used to
Okay.
walk in and smell that and say, "Babes, thank you so much. I really,"
Okay.
and I'm like, "Hey, I happy to do it. I happy
Um,
so I'm not just taking from them, I give in too before people start
yes.
thinking I'm an asshole."
At no point
At
anyone
no
would have
point.
thought,
All right, I give
because
two.
Thank
I
you,
give
Fiona.
two.
because the episode started with the fact that you overgive.
I overgive.
Right.
You understand? So I don't know. I do take the time to get
Mm.
to know them and what they like, but I have to stay with them for an extended period of time. I have
Mm.
to be around them. I have to watch them. I have to see what you understand. And that's with anybody. You won't just get to know you. You could guess, but it's
Mhm.
up to a certain extent.
Mhm. Mm.
I
So
think it's also I don't know if I've ever really asked the question,
Right.
because we may ask, well, what is it that you like or
Right.
whatever, but I don't think I've ever asked the question, what is it that makes you feel the most loved? I
Mm.
don't know. I think it's more through trial and error, seeing like, okay, if I buy them a gift and looking at their response,
or
right?
you do nice things for them and see how they
Yeah,
value it,
yeah,
whether or not they
Mm.
value it.
yeah.
Fiona, you remember that during COVID, you did the
The care packages.
care packages. I still have them. I still have the letter you wrote. I still have all these
Oh,
things because I appreciate it.
Aw.
I appreciate it. I am every time when I pack in and unpack and I come across it, I smile. Sometimes I have a little cry. I read the letter, I have a little cry.
Aw.
I value it. But I watch a man, I give him man something I thought of so hard. And the man just take the thing and put the thing aside, guys. So that pissed me off. Like
Yeah.
some
yeah,
people don't value your
Yeah.
efforts.
yeah.
You
But is it that he didn't value your effort, or that's just not his love language?
it's not his love language.
All right.
Apparently, it's
Right.
not his love language.
And I
But
think for me, that's what these questions really ask of me. So not just about someone getting to know my love language, but understanding that the way that the things that I value in terms of how love is communicated may
mm,
not be the same for my partner,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
and trying to figure that out. So words of affirmation may be mine, and I may be pouring that into my partner, and he's
yes,
thinking, this girl really ain't into me, boy.
yes,
Right?
Yeah,
Because
yes,
she's not,
yes,
she's not buying me little surprise gifts because that may be
yes.
his love language. And so it is, I love the way that you framed the question just now, Fiona. And I think that's a really important question to ask once you realize that, okay, this getting to know you stage is developing
Mm-hmm,
into
mm-hmm,
something a bit more serious,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right? And you're thinking future together. So that's one of the
I
important
like it.
questions.
I
Yeah.
like that question.
What makes you feel the most loved? Come through, Fee. Come
I love
through.
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And how many times have you actually asked that?
I haven't, and
I
no one
have
has asked me that either.
exactly,
Mm.
and I haven't asked anybody that, but you could. I like to read people. I like to observe and read people.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it shows itself eventually how
Right.
what makes them feel loved.
I love this. Yes. Let me
Hmm.
make some notes here. What
Hey,
makes you
I'm
feel the
taking
most
notes
loved?
too.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey,
Taking
hey,
notes too.
hey. And maybe, us taking the initiative and saying to a potential serious partner,
I don't have that, eh? So
these are the things that make me feel the most loved. Like being clear. I was listening, I was privy to a conversation between two of my friends who are very happily partnered, right? And one of them said that every month her and her partner have a check in. They intentionally have
yeah.
a day that they check in. How are you feeling? Do you still feel loved? Where are you not
Hmm.
feeling seen? Where are you not feeling heard? Right? And they ask that of one another.
Hmm.
And I'm like, yes, taking
I'll go.
notes, taking notes for
I'll
my
go one
next
step
one.
further. I did that with my ex-husband when we were separated and I
Mm,
went to therapy. He didn't. And
mhm,
that was one of the things we had to do every month on the first
mhm,
of the month.
mhm,
Up, I made breakfast and I asked, we spoke. I had my notes, everything, the questions to ask, and we spoke about it. And he agreed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of it, how do you feel? Are you feeling love? This and that, blah blah blah. And at the end of it, we rated. We rated on a scale of 1 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think last month went?
Mm-hmm.
And we were looking at ways to improve. And I did that for two
Yes.
years.
Yes.
I did it for 2 years. And on the 1st of January 2016, I was so happy. I was so like ready. And I'm like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? Everything was great. Last month we were at an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we were at an 8. So December, hey, I pulled out all the bells and whistles for Christmas and all year's night. We went out with the kids. We had the most amazing time. We made love and everything. And then the 1st of January, I asked him, we had our same thing. Where are we? And at the end, he said, I think we're a 7. I say, what? And I asked him for a divorce.
Sure. Sherween Gonzalez.
I asked him for a divorce. Sometimes, you may think you want to know, but
You
No, but
are.
I think it was right. Instead of
Yeah.
yes, it
instead
was.
of
It was right because
pretending.
I realized at that point there was nothing else I could do.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
realized as soon as he said that, I went online and I filed for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of that day, everything was already done. And to put in to send, I made him read it, sign it, and send it through. Yeah.
Well, you got the clarity needed.
I needed the clarity. So it is
Yeah.
very good. All I'm saying is it's very good to have these things, to do these things. So one, you are wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
You're not there. And I think the other thing is for people to be honest.
Yes. And I
Honesty.
think, like you
Mhm.
said, because my friends are doing this, they're not doing it because their relationship, has hit an impasse. They're not
No, no,
doing it
no.
because
I
they're
was married.
separated.
No,
This
I was
is a practice that they have always had.
yeah.
And for me, it brings a sense of intimacy
Mm-hmm.
that you are holding space for your partner to be them true selves and express themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And because, love, as we know, real intentional love is not the hearts, the butterflies. It's a
No,
little
it
part of it.
isn't.
But
It
true
isn't.
intimacy is from
Mm-hmm.
recognizing your person as being who they are and you being who you are, you being recognized for that and
Mm-hmm.
intentionally choosing to journey together with love,
Yes.
respect, trust, the core values that are important to you as a couple, because each couple has different core values and not to be compared with other people and how other people do things, right? It's about you guys and what's
Mm-hmm.
important to you and what's meaningful to you. And I feel in my previous relationships and being partnered that these are not things that I practiced with my
Yeah.
partners. The
Hmm.
closest to that may have been my actual first boyfriend ever. For two people that were so young, we were very intentional about how we showed up for one another. We would sit down and have I don't know what they call it, but we would make space for literally sitting down in a quiet space, staring into each other's eyes, sitting down with no kind of sexual touch at all, but literally just holding hands and looking into each other's eyes and practicing really seeing one another. And we were like 18, 19 doing this. I must have read it in some
Mm.
magazine or something, but it's something that he was willing to
Yeah.
do. And so for me, I know that I need to be with someone who is willing to to understand that love isn't surface level. It isn't just about the physical intimacy. It's about mental, all the things. And my friend who is staying with me, of course, with friends being reunited after not seeing each other for a long time, we're talking about everything. And she said something to me, and she said, whenever you're describing the men you, in your life, you never speak about their looks. She said, and as much as you say that you love beautiful men, when you're speaking of your partners, you speak about their intellect. And the things, and she said, and when you speak about the things that you love about the men in your life or previously in your life, you speak about the commonalities with reading and conversations. She said, because those are the things that are important to you, Shani. She said, you are a sapiosexual, whatever they call him. You are attracted to men who you can have profound conversations with.
Yep.
And I'm like, holy shit. She said, you never talk about their looks. And she said, and I've seen some of the men, and they're really beautiful, but you don't talk about their looks. I was like, well, holy crap. So that was very insightful for me. Very insightful.
Hey, hope you're enjoying. For this week's Under the Mango Tree, we have a poem by a poet, author, businesswoman, and our Bajan bad girl sister, Shawna, the organizer of Poetree Barbados. Enjoy.
You know when you is a young girl and you tell your mother you want to start dating, the first thing that's tell you, don't date a broke man, don't date a man that brag, don't date a man that got a car, don't date a man that went to school, don't date a scruffy foot boy on the road, etc., etc., etc. But this piece is all about that. It's called Mama Said. Mama told me at a young age, seek a man with a car. Never did mama tell me what I could be in this spectrum, so I became real linear, and this was not a linear equation. This was calculus as I calculated how antiquated we as women have become. So much so as our mothers tell us to find a man that could provide for us without providing us with the tools for financial literacy. So we look to he for our freedom without freeing our soul and minds for the narrow-minded sexism. Mama said, get you a man that drives a car so he could take you to work. Never did mama say, get your own car that you could drive yourself to work. You see, we've been taught to buy into these social norms so much so that we act as if you have won a card to a man's bank account where we account for all his cents, not learning any sense, but then we blame everyone but ourselves because we never had the time to analyze what mama said. Was it logical? Or was it diabolical? So we hope that somewhere, somehow, we find something factual, or so we get mad when we realize it was all a fable, because mama don't want us to be strong women, because then we would be masculine. So we must find a good man, one that has a good last name, one that has fame, so we please mama, because if we don't, our ring fingers have a price on our bodies are sold to the highest bidder. Mama said, Shawna girl, don't date a broke man. Don't date a broke man. Date a man with wealth. Well, you scratch that. Well, we are dysfunctional. And a lot of dysfunctionism being cycled by every generation because we take what our mothers have said as a new age version of the Black Bible and we dare not question it. Mama said, get you a man that went to decent school without realizing that statement is elitist. And we maintain that elitist structure and ensure that every man that enters is not common. So his entrance is one of great anticipation. And you scratch that we will push up ourselves with pride because we did exactly what mama said.
All right.
All right, folks.
That was a lovely conversation.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Has me reflecting.
Yes, it is. It's a nice reflection for me. Yes, because sometimes you do things. It's not like I'm not thinking about it. And like I said, I'm trying to be very intentional with everything I do.
Yes.
Trying to be. But speaking it out loud and putting it into context like this. Can you see, something showing? No, you're not being an asshole. No, you're not being
not at all.
You're doing what you need. You're saying what you need and you're going after what you need and you're giving the time and the energy to what you need and your priorities.
Yes.
So yes, if that means me entertaining a man or thinking of entertaining or going into a relationship with a man, he has to be able to provide me with what I want or what I need.
I love that.
And yeah,
I love the switch
I,
up
I
from want
saw
to need.
something. I saw something somewhere. Um, I'm not watching. Somebody was saying, men like to ask what the women bring to the table.
Mm.
And the girl said, well, what does the table need?
Oh,
Hmm.
You
love
understand? What does the table need?
it.
And I'll bring what you need. Is there's no point in you okay, say financially
Mm.
stable, you have this, you have that.
Mhm.
You don't need me to be a multimillionaire as well. You don't need that. You would like
Mm.
that, so I'm not depending on you, but you don't
Mhm.
need that. But
Mhm.
if you need a woman to be your peace, if you need somewhere to come home to, and if you, I could bring that. But I'm not
Yes.
gonna waste time bringing what you don't need. And I'm thinking, why is it we're always watching it from the man's perspective?
Mhm.
What about what I need? So what are you bringing to the table? Oh,
Absolutely.
you have a big cocky. I don't need that anymore. Or
Oh
or
gosh.
you like to. I don't need that. I don't need.
Mm.
What else are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing? Bring what I need.
Mm.
And right now I know what I need.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
this is where I
Love that. So in terms of speaking of things that you need, we all need joy, Sherween.
Good one.
We all need joy in our
We
lives.
do need joy. We do
I
need
totally just went
joy.
into Valley Girl because I know you guys love it. Um,
Lord.
what has been bringing you joy lately, Sherween?
Um, this young lady, she's a Saint Lucian. She calls herself an Indo-Caribbean artist, and she's Saint
Mhm.
Lucian, Sri Lankan, and British, living in the UK. Her name is Madame Cooley.
Mhm.
Madame Cooley, and she messaged me sometime saying that she's going to be taking part in this museum. There's this museum, a Caribbean trail at the Museum of the Docklands.
Oh.
6 community partners, including herself,
Mhm.
contributed to it at Tower Hamlets.
Mm.
And I had a response to send to her, and I never sent it. The response is right there. And I never sent it. So I'm opening my messages this morning, and I saw she messaged me, sending me, it's not an invite, but she's letting me know that it's actually happening. And she
Oh.
had, she worked on it, and it's there until January 2027.
Oh,
So I
Oh,
know
very
that
nice.
brought me
wow.
a lot of joy.
Yeah.
Nice Caribbean people, ladies doing their thing, in the Docklands in London, and hey, support them, support them, support them. So it's
Mm.
Caribbean Voices shaping Docklands Trail, and my dear friend Amanda, she is part of it, and they're there till January 2027. If you'll, I'll put it in the show notes as well.
Mm.
Opening it, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, how amazing. And that brought me joy this morning.
That's
So,
wonderful, Sherween.
I think
Congratulations
I
to your
would share that.
friend.
Congratulations to her as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
well done, all the Caribbean people taking part and making sure that our
Mm.
stories are heard. That brought me joy.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What about you, V? What's been bringing you joy?
A little piece of joy
Mm.
is a very quick history thing. Long story short, yeah. Long
Don't let us
story
have to
short.
say the safe word, huh?
No, no, I will not pineapples, y'all. All right. Long story short, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, okay? St.
Mhm.
Mhm,
Vincent and a scattering of smaller islands.
Mhm.
There is one island called Baliso Island,
Mhm.
and this is where the Garifuna, who are the African and indigenous people mixed, were forcibly exiled to this island by the
Mhm.
British, and many thousands died on this island.
Mhm.
Okay, the island passed down hands and was bought by a family who decided to put it up for sale for $30
mhm,
million US,
Mhm.
as it is untouched, blah, 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 whatever. And there have been two social media historians. One is Kin Kawasaki, and the other is Upolish. And they have been talking about the fact that the island is on sale, and there's no recognition of the many bones that are actually being exposed through soil erosion of the Garifuna, who had been essentially massacred by the British. And it was going to be on sale if you want to put a hotel, because it's being, the waters are amazing and it's untouched and it's perfect to build because there's nothing on there, whatever. And through this social media commentary, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has brought it back for them to do a memorial for the Garifuna people.
Oh my gosh, Fiona.
So it was just a little, like to show that, activism can work. Social media does have its good moments that, because the negotiations had reached a stalemate for over a year. And the last couple of weeks, having this highlighted on social media has made the government come to a decision to purchase the island.
Wow.
So that is what brought me joy.
Fiona, that's incredible. I got goosebumps.
I think that's a lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Nice story.
Yes.
It is.
Yes. So you didn't have to pineapples me, thank you.
No, we didn't have to pineapple you. We didn't have to
right, Chantal.
I was close.
No. I wasn't even close. I actually got goosebumps, Fiona.
Yeah.
Like when wow, that's incredible. And I love it. I love it for them and I love it for us.
Me too.
What is bringing me joy presently in my life? What's bringing me joy today? You know what? Today I'm really looking forward to. I was invited out for lunch by an actress whom I really admire, and so I'm going to be meeting up with her later.
Lovely.
And I told her, well, I have a guest that's staying with me, and she's like, bring them. So it's going to be really nice, a nice girly lunch with a creative person whose work I have long admired, along with my friend who's here visiting from London. So that is bringing me joy. It's the anticipation and having something really luscious to look forward to. It's bringing me joy. Yes.
Very nice.
And that's it from me.
Lovely.
There will always be food in the equation, eh?
Yes.
Always, Chantal.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. This is true. This is
truly my number one love language, but it's not included. So, and it's coincidentally, there's someone in my life who also shares that. And when that person shared it with me, this little light went on inside me. I'm like, you too. Yes. I was like, oh, look at the compatibility. We both love it. Our love language is food. When you're like, oh, take
the belly connection. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the belly connection is strong. It is strong. But they're not aware of this. But it did make me smile. I did smile inside, indeed. Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. I hope you'll enjoy this episode about love languages, and I do encourage you all to do the quiz. And see, it's very insightful for you. It will be very insightful for your partners, your friends, and also I encourage you to ask your loved one, how do you feel loved most? In what way? So that we can get to know and understand each other better. So there's less miscommunication. Mm-hmm. So if people say, well, I did that thing for you, and you even and kind of understanding, I think it'll make life much easier for all of us.
Yes.
So in the name of love, always remember that a shared journey
brings hope.
Oh, Shani.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Relatable, because a shared journey brings hope.